the land acquisition, what they were doing was, see, as per the LARR Act, you should be, first of all, when you announce a notification, you're also supposed to do a broadcast, like, inside the village, telling them that the notification has happened. You put up the notices everywhere. They don't inform anything. Sometimes the notifications are published in newspapers which are not even read in Hyderabad, like Vishalandra, Andhra Bhumi, which nobody reads even in Hyderabad. So how does a farmer even know that there is a notification that has been issued and that they are supposed to even give an objection? Because see, the farmers are not aware of the law. They are not aware of the legal procedures. So it is because people like us who are nearby, who are able to help them, that they know. Many a time we have seen in almost all the 4 villages, so many times the notifications are, nobody even knows when the notification has come in. So they could not give their objections. And a lot of violations have been happening with the land acquisition process itself. They have not. So we have actually managed to go to the High Court, citing that, look, even though the government says they have a right to take the land based on public purpose, we are challenging the cause of public purpose. We are saying that this is not a public purpose, because you are giving away the land to private companies and to polluting companies that are going to take away the right to life, which is guaranteed by the Constitution of India under Article 21. So we have been going to the court, and the court has been benevolent in the sense they understood that the violations are happening. So they have been asking the state government to give a reply. So you give a reply as to why these awards or this land acquisition should not be scrapped. And till date, it's been since June till date, the state government's pleader, the government pleader, does not respond. He is continuously asking for time, like, please extend the stay, and that's all that's going on. And they are not responding in the court, and they come outside and they're threatening the farmers. It's a literal daylight blackmailing that is going on, because the RDO comes up and says, if you're not going to give the land by this time, we are going to deposit 7.5 lakhs check in the court. If you give it today, we will give you 16 lakhs and we will give you one plot of some 120 square yards. I mean, this is ridiculous. Are we living in a democracy or what? And then the MLA says, one day on 23rd September, he says, by this evening you'll have to come and give your consent to the land acquisition. If you don't do that, then tomorrow I'm going to deposit a check of 7.5 lakhs to. I mean, this is how an elected representative is talking to his own voters. I mean, these are the people who voted you to power, and this is how you're talking. So we even went and complained about the MLA, because some of the people are also from the Tandas, the ST Tandas, scheduled tribes. So they went to the police and said that, look, this is a threat to our disposition of property, so you have to book a case under SC/ST Act. So the police CI makes them sit there for 2.5 hours inside the police station and tells them, you remove the said clause that book a case under SC/ST Act. Only then I will accept your and this is how the government is functioning in this place. And as a aside to that, what has happened was, so far we have been successful with the court cases. So they know that they cannot win the cases, so they've been doing all these blackmailing activities. And yesterday what happened was, suddenly the villagers came to know that the MLA is coming and he wants to visit the villages, and there has been talk that they are going to lay the foundation for the Pharma City. Now what we want to bring to the notice is, even the assignment land which was taken under GO 45, the GO 45 was scrapped, was suspended by the High Court, and the court also gave a stay order that until and unless you give proper compensation and proper rehabilitation to all those who are the land users, you cannot take possession of the land. So till date, half the people have not received even their compensation. Forget about rehabilitation. Nobody's talking about rehabilitation. They don't even mention that. They don't mention about the rehabilitation or what will the landless do once the land is taken away. There is no talk about that. So yesterday actually what the government proposed, that they're going to lay a foundation for Pharma City, is against the law, because it's a contempt of the court, because the court definitely said that you cannot take possession of the land unless until all these issues are sorted out. So anyway, the farmers were agitated, and in any case, like Anusuyama said, that we only wanted to go and ask the MLA why you are doing this. And so they sat in protest in the road, on the village road. And then the people there, the police tried to hush them up. They kicked, as she said, that somebody was kicked in the ribs and somebody else was beaten up, and then the farmers were very upset and they threw chappals at the MLA's convoy. This is all that happened. Now, in the evening, Mr. Manchireddy Kishan Reddy, who is a local MLA, he goes to Ibrahimpatnam, not in the evening, maybe in the afternoon, because I saw in the news only in the evening. He says that no, whatever you may, whatever kutra is, I don't know the word.
Conspiracy.
Whatever conspiracies you might do, I mean, he's saying that the farmers are doing a conspiracy. You mean to say by going to the High Court we are doing a conspiracy? So you need to mark these words, and you are doing a conspiracy. We will not stop the pharmacity no matter what. And you all guys who have gone to the court, you must come and apologize to me within the next 5-6 days. You have to come and apologize to me, saying that you have made a mistake by going to the court. So he's saying that going to the court is a crime by the citizens of this country. An elected representative is saying this to the people of this land, to the land users, that going to the court is a crime. You come and apologize to me, then I will consider the matter and see if I can give you 16 lakhs instead of 7 lakhs. I mean, nobody is asking about compensation. People don't want to lose their land. They don't want to leave their villages. They are saying, if you have to take our land, then take land for, give us land for land. So this was the situation. After having said that, last night at 2 o'clock, as Anasuyama said, police had come into her house and they were searching inside the bedrooms also, seeing where is your son and where is your daughter-in-law, where are they? I mean, is this how a government is supposed to behave, that they go into people's houses in the middle of the night and they search in their bedrooms? I mean, what is happening? So they have actually done this across the 4 villages. Some big battalion had come at 2 o'clock and they have arrested about 8, whoever they could manage to get, they arrested about, I think, about 8 to 10 people. And they have booked non-bailable offences. Today and tomorrow the court is on holiday. So I think our people are now in jail.
And here the city and the state is going towards development. And why is it that they are objecting, especially to pharmaceutical?
See, how can you call a pharmaceutical city development? That is our first question. We have seen the impacts of what the pharma has done in Patancheru, in Jidimetla, in the so-called pharma city in Visakhapatnam. We are seeing what is happening. We are seeing what's happening in Chittal. All these, even Polepalli says, which are all new places. I mean, so the state government is saying they are going to keep it all very neat and clean. We don't trust them. I mean, they've been telling lies through their teeth from the beginning till date. Right? You said you will not take Pata lands. Today you're taking Pata lands. You said you will not do it, but you're doing that.
What are your demands?
Our demands is like, we don't want the pharmacy. People are happy. We have plenty of, now thankfully last 2 years there have been good rains. You come and see in our area, we have waterfalls, we have all the tanks are overflowing, people are fishing, people are doing agriculture. Even educated youngsters like this guy here, they are all doing agriculture. They're having poultry, there's cattle. Average earning is at least 20 to 30,000 for an educated person, and they're happy in their villages. Now, why do they want to go and do a private job, which may be lost within no time? You know, I mean, is there a guarantee for those jobs? They are saying it is meant for jobs, but who is going to make the money out of it? So I think this whole thing is we are opposed to this whole. I myself, being a city dweller, I had gone and settled in a village. I am doing agriculture myself, so I understand what is the value of it, and so I'm just helping them to legally and also.
And so we can
Yes.
speak about